also known as the money zone, the beginning of the money zone. Each point in this zone at the quarterfinal stage is worth 5 Ghana cedis. That means our contestants, all 3 contestants per team, plus 1 teacher per team, is going to receive an amount of 5 Ghana cedi per point. That's amazing, and it's sponsored by GCB Bank. The contest today is the 6th quarterfinal contest, and it features St. Peter's Senior High School, Wesley Girls High School, and St. Thomas Aquinas Senior High School. Let's meet the contestants. St. Thomas Aquinas Senior High School. St. Thomas Aquinas Senior High School is represented by
Osei Kingsley Kwejo, final year.
Both of you, final year.
You're welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you, madam.
How are you?
You are very great.
Wonderful. We are in the quarterfinals. What does it feel like?
Okay, so being in the quarterfinals means that we have to work hard and prepare towards the semifinals. So with the quarterfinal, you get a chance to qualify for the semifinals. So it means a lot to us.
It means a lot to you. Yes. Okay, wonderful. I'm going to take a step back because I know you gentlemen. Last time you were really interested in World Cup.
Yes.
What's the update? What's happening there? Okay, is your team still in it?
Yes, our team is still in it.
Which one?
Argentina.
Argentina. All right. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, what to expect this contest?
Okay, that grace is our strength.
Okay, best wishes.
Thank you.
Wesley Girls High School. Wesley Girls High School is represented by
Rebecca Yunmi, final year.
Vanessa Avenue Adamti, final year.
You're welcome, ladies.
Thank you
very much.
How are you doing?
We are fine, by God's grace.
Wonderful. What does it feel like to be in the quarterfinals?
We are excited and we are happy at the fact that we're in the quarterfinals because it means that we are able to go on to the next stages of the competition.
All right.
We still have that chance.
Wonderful. And it appears you brought a mighty force behind you.
Oh, yes.
Yes, please.
I never heard your ladies make so much noise before. What is happening?
Let's just say this year is a very special year for us. And so we know we are here and we mean serious business. So.
All right. Okay, then I don't need to ask, or you still tell me what to expect.
Oh, no. Okay.
And just expect that we do our very best, and we know that at the end of this contest, we are coming to come out as the victors.
All right, best wishes. St. Peter's Senior High School. St. Peter's Senior High School is represented by
Fanny Benjamin, final year.
Isi Ano Kweku, final year.
You're welcome, gentlemen. How are you doing?
We are blessed and highly favored.
Wonderful. I know you told me that you don't want to talk much today.
Yes, ma'am.
But I still want to ask you, what does it feel like, quarterfinals?
It feels exciting to be in the quarterfinals. We've worked so hard for it, and we know that God being on our side will emerge victorious.
All right. What to expect?
We're expecting that in this contest, God's favor finds us, and we get the questions that we need to get, and we move on to the next stage.
All right. Best wishes.
Thank you very much.
We've met the contestants. And viewers, some people are already talking about semifinals. Others are telling me they must get the questions they need to get. Well, we shall see. But before I sit down, I would like to acknowledge that the National Science and Math Quiz is sponsored by the Ghana Education Service through the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools. We also have support from GCB Bank, Accra College of Medicine, Medifem Multi-Specialist Hospital and Fertility Center, Lancaster University, Ghana, Academic City College, West African Center for Cell Biology of Infectious Pathogens, WAGBIB, Awake Purified Drinking Water, GTP, MFA Jewelry, and Hot Tea Makeup. The mentorship sessions are sponsored by Bond Savings and Loans and RMG Ghana, and SciTech Fair 2018 was sponsored by GOIL, Prudential Life Insurance Ghana, and Talo Ghana Limited. Our media sponsors are City FM and JoyNews. This is a primetime production. My name is Elsie Efakofman. I'm your quiz mistress. Contestants, the contest, as usual, comes to you in 5 rounds. The first round is the round for fundamental concepts. The questions are simple and direct. I'm expecting simple and direct answers from you. If you answer your major question correctly, 3 points. If the question is incorrectly answered, it becomes available to the 2 other schools. A school may ring and attempt an answer. If it's right, a bonus point. If it's incorrect, there's a penalty, 1 point. For questions that require calculations, you have a maximum of 30 seconds to present your answer. If there are no calculations, you have a maximum of 10 seconds. All the questions, all of them, are to be attempted once only. Best wishes to all 3 schools. First set of questions will require about 30 seconds of time. I have a preamble to all schools, after which I will come to you, St. Thomas Aquinas. Preamble. The probability that a 200 nanometer photon incident on a certain photocathode ejects an electron by the photoelectric effect is 10 raised to the power -6. I hope you got your preamble. All right. Did you get it? Again. The probability that a 200 nanometer photon incident on a certain photocathode ejects an electron by the photoelectric effect is 10 raised to the power -6. Now your question, St. Thomas Aquinas. Determine the electric current from the photocathode when 200 nanometer photons fall on the photocathode at the rate of 5 times 10 to the power 20 photons per second. For bonus. The right answer is 8 times 10 to the power -5 amperes. With the same preamble, St. Peter's. Determine the electric current from the photocathode when 200 nanometer photons fall on the photocathode at the rate of 25 times 10 to the power 20 photons per second. Yes, Kisi.
4.0 times 10 to the power -4 amperes.
All right. With the same preamble, find the rate at which 200 nanometer photons fall on the photocathode when it generates a photocurrent of 3.2 times 10 to the power -6 amperes. Vanessa.
Not 13. 19. Are you divided by 1.6? Please, we have 2.0 times 10 to the power 19 photons per second.
That's right. Next set. Ten seconds. How does pH affect hemoglobin's affinity for oxygen? Yes, Waffle.
Okay. Madam, this increase in pH decreases the affinity of hemoglobin for oxygen.
Again.
Increase in pH decreases the affinity for oxygen, and also
That's incorrect. For bonus. And this effect causing hemoglobin to pick up oxygen entering blood from lungs so it can transport to the tissues. St. Peter's. How does temperature affect hemoglobin's affinity for oxygen? Yes, Kisi.
An increase in temperature increases the affinity for oxygen by the hemoglobin.
No, that's incorrect. For a bonus. Increased temperature decreases the affinity of hemoglobin for oxygen. So as oxyhemoglobin is exposed to higher temperatures in the metabolizing tissues, affinity decreases and hemoglobin unloads the oxygen. Wesley Girls, how do the lungs regulate blood pH? Rebecca.
So the lungs are responsible for taking in oxygen and for breathing out carbon dioxide. So when there's a high concentration of carbon dioxide in the blood, this increases the blood pH. So when the blood, this makes the blood pH go down. It makes the blood acidic. So when the lungs detect this, then the rate at which, they become more permeable. So the rate at which carbon dioxide is removed from the blood is very high by the lungs. And so the rate increases.
I'm not going to accept that. Actually, the key thing is that breathing more deeply and quickly can move the blood pH towards the alkaline side. Okay, so that is what actually is going on with the lung. But there are a whole lot of other things. So your blood is carrying carbon dioxide to the lungs where it's exhaled. As the carbon dioxide accumulates in the blood, the pH decreases, acidity increases. The brain. The brain regulates the amount of carbon dioxide that is exhaled by controlling the speed and depth of breathing. So I wanted you to talk about the speed and depth of breathing and how that affects the pH. All right, next set, 10 seconds. Arrange the following elements in the order of increasing first ionization potential: magnesium, silicon, aluminium, phosphorus. Yes, Kingsley.
So we have magnesium, aluminium, silicon, and phosphorus.
That's incorrect. Rebecca.
Aluminium, magnesium, silicon, and phosphorus.
Yes. Arrange the following elements in the order of increasing electron affinities: sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon. Yes, Fanny.
Sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon.
That's incorrect. For a bonus. Rebecca.
Sodium, aluminium, magnesium, silicon.
That's incorrect. The right order: magnesium, sodium, aluminium, and silicon. Your major question, Wesley Girls. Arrange the following elements in the order of increasing atomic radius: neon, magnesium, sodium, aluminium. Yes, Fanny. Go ahead.
Aluminium, magnesium, sodium, neon.
That's incorrect. And if you don't raise your hand, I will call on either one of you. The right answer: aluminium, magnesium, neon, and sodium. Next set, 30 seconds, and I have a preamble. Preamble to all schools. Find the radius r of a circle, given that that's the preamble. A sector of area 12 centimeters squared has an arc of length 6 centimeters. Yes, Kingsley?
4 centimeters.
Yes. With the same preamble, a sector of area 25 centimeters squared has an arc of length 5 centimeters. Fanny?
10 centimeters.
Yes. With the same preamble, a sector of area 162 centimeters squared has an arc of length 36 centimeters. Is that hand up, Vanessa? Go ahead.
4.5 centimeters.
That's incorrect. Kingsley?
9 centimeters.
You're right. Your major question, 30 seconds. A pearl plate capacitor has a capacitance of 2.0 microfarad when the space between the plates is empty. Find the capacitance of the capacitor when the space between the plates is filled with a liquid of dielectric constant 2.4. Yes, Waffle.
Okay, Madam, we have 4.8 microfarad.
Yes. A pearl plate capacitor has a capacitance of 4.0 microfarad when the space between the plates is empty. Find the energy stored by the capacitor when the space between the plates is filled with a material of dielectric constant 2.4 and the potential difference of 5.0 volts is applied across the plates. Fanny?
120.0 microjoules.
2 out of 3. (120 microjoules). Now your question. A power plate capacitor has a capacitance of 6.0 microfarad. When the space between the plates is empty, find the charge stored by the capacitor when the space between the plates is filled with a material of dielectric constant 2.5 and the potential difference of 8.0 volts is applied across the plates. Yes, Vanessa.
We have the answer to be 1.16 times 10 exponent 6 coulombs.
That's incorrect. Yes, Kingsley.
120 microcoulomb.
Pardon?
120 microcoulomb.
Yes. Next set, 10 seconds, and your major question. Which two high-energy molecules produced during the light-dependent reactions of photosynthesis are used to drive the Calvin cycle? Waffle.
Madam, we have ATP and NADPH2.
2 out of 3. ATP and NADPH. St. Peter's, what happens to the rate of ATP synthesis if the pH of the thylakoid membrane decreases? Kissy.
So it will decrease. The rate of ATP synthesis decreases.
That's incorrect. Yes, waffle.
Madam, please, the rate of ATP synthesis would increase.
Yes. Why is it important for plants to maintain a high concentration of carbon dioxide in their leaves? Vanessa.
Plants must have a very high concentration of carbon dioxide within the leaves because if the carbon dioxide is reduced, there will be photorespiration. That is, oxygen will enter into the...
Yes, yes. Ten seconds with a preamble. State what happens to the atomic number and mass number of a nuclei during the type of radioactive decay that I give you. I hope you got it. All right. So, St. Thomas, beta emission. Yes, Kingsley.
The mass number remains the same, whilst the atomic number increases by a factor of 1 or by 1.
2 out of 3. You can't change your mind. You can't change your mind. One attempt. So the mass number remains unchanged. That is the part you had right. And the atomic number increases by 1, not by a factor of 1. Increasing something by a factor of 1 doesn't change it, does it? All right. St. Peter's, with the same preamble, alpha emission. Yes, Fanny.
The mass number decreases by 4, and the atomic number decreases by 2.
the mass number decreases by 4, and the atomic number also decreases by 2.
Yes. Electron capture. Yes, Rebecca.
The mass number remains unchanged and the atomic number decreases by 1.
Yes. Next set, 30 seconds with a preamble. Preamble to all schools. Find the area of the finite region bounded by the given curve and the x-axis. I hope you got that. All right. So y is equal to 9 minus x squared. Boafo.
Madam, 27
That's incorrect. For bonus. All right, now fix the problem.
square units.
All right. The right answer is 36 square units. With the same preamble, y is equal to 6x multiplied by the expression x plus 2. Yes, Fanny.
8 square units.
Yes. With the same preamble, y is equal to 12x squared multiplied by the expression 1 minus x. Rebecca.
1 square unit.
Yes. Next set, 30 seconds, I have a preamble. The energy of a simple harmonic oscillator of angular frequency omega is given by En. E subscript n is equal to h bar omega multiplied by the expression n plus half, where the quantum number n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Did you get the preamble? Again. The energy of a simple harmonic oscillator of angular frequency omega is given by E subscript n is equal to h bar omega multiplied by the expression n plus half, where the quantum number n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Now the questions. What is the energy of the photon that can be emitted or absorbed in a transition between adjacent energy levels of the simple harmonic oscillator? Kingsley.
So the energy will be equal to 3h bar omega all over 2.
That's incorrect. For a bonus, the right answer is h bar omega. St. Peter's, with the same preamble. What is the smallest energy a simple harmonic oscillator can have? Yes, Fanny?
H bar omega over 2.
Yes. With the same preamble, a simple harmonic oscillator is in the second excited state. If the simple harmonic oscillator only makes transitions between adjacent energy levels, how many photons does it emit in a de-excitation process that ends on the ground state? Vanessa.
We have 2.0 times 10 exponent 34 photons.
That's incorrect. Which of you? Kisi?
2.
2. Next set, 10 seconds. And I have a preamble to all schools. Indicate the part of the mammalian tooth to which the description I give you refers. Did you get it? Indicate the part of the mammalian tooth to which the description I give you refers. All right. So your description, St. Thomas Aquinas, a bone-like tissue that attaches the tooth to the periodontal ligaments, which holds the tooth firmly in place within the jawbone. Yes, Wafo?
The cement.
Yes, cement. St. Peter's, with the same preamble, contains blood vessels and nerves used to keep the tooth healthy and alerts the organism of dangerous tooth injuries and infections. Yes, Kisi?
The pulp cavity.
2 out of 3. It's not the cavity per se, it's the pulp, Your description. A softer, more vulnerable material which serves as a last line of defense for the tooth pulp in the event that the enamel is broken or dissolved. Yes, Vanessa?
Dentine.
Yes. Next set, 30 seconds with a preamble. Preamble. Evaluate the trigonometric expression, and you may leave your answer as a said where appropriate. You got it? All right. Sine of 330 degrees. Yes, Kingsley.
Negative √3/2.
That's incorrect. Yes, Kisi.
Minus 1/2.
Yes. Your major question. Cosine of 315 degrees. Yes, Fanny.
√2/2.
Yes. Tangent of 390 degrees. Vanessa.
√3/3.
Yes. "30 seconds with a preamble to all schools." Preamble. Sodium tetraborate decahydrate, also known as borax, that is Na-B4O7.10H2O, can be used as a primary standard base to determine the concentration of HCl solution. That's the preamble. I hope you got it. Sodium tetraborate decahydrate, also known as borax, Na-B4O7.10H2O, can be used as a primary standard base to determine the concentration of HCl solution. That's the preamble. So now your question, St. Thomas Aquinas. A student weighed accurately some borax and prepared a 250 centimeter cube solution as follows. 1. Mass of weighing bottle plus borax is equal to 29.5370 grams. 2. Mass of empty weighing bottle, 20.0120 grams. Calculate the concentration of the borax solution. Molar mass for borax is 381.0. Yes, Boafo.
Now, yeah, 0.120 mole per dm cube.
That's incorrect for a bonus. The right answer is 0.100 mole per decimeter cubed. With the same preamble, St. Peter's. In a titration, 25.0 centimeter cubed of an HCl solution required 18.0 centimeter cubed of 0.100 mole per decimeter cubed borax solution for complete neutralization. Assuming borax, Na-B4O7.10H2O, is monobasic. Use the titration results to calculate the concentration of the acid and give your answer to 3 places of decimal. Yes, Fanny.
0.072 mole per DMQ.
You are right. Last question. Last question. In another titration, a standardized HCl solution is used to determine the concentration of dilute ammonia solution. 20.0 centimeter cubed of the dilute ammonia solution required 24.0 centimeter cubed of 0.080 mole per decimeter cubed HCl solution. 1. Which indicator would be suitable for this titration? And 2. Calculate the concentration of dilute ammonia solution and give your answer to 3 places of decimal. Which of you? Rebecca?
The concentration is 0.096 mole per dm cubed, and the most appropriate indicator is methyl orange.
You're right. That's the end of the first round. Wesley Girls High School has 21 points. St. Peter's Senior High School has 26 points. Round 2. This round is also known as the speed race. The questions in the round are directed to all 3 schools simultaneously. For an opportunity to answer a question, you must ring for it. May I hear your bell, St. Thomas Aquinas? Thank you. Yours, Wesley Girls. Thank you. Yours, St. Peter's. Thank you. If you ring and answer correctly on the first attempt, 3 points. On the second attempt, 2 points. On the third attempt, 1 point. Be mindful, though, that if you attempt to answer a question and you are unsuccessful, you lose a precious point. For questions requiring calculations, you have a maximum of 30 seconds to present your answer. If there are no calculations, you have a maximum of 10 seconds. Best wishes, everyone. First set of questions, 10 seconds each. Which structure in bony fishes prevents food particles? Yes. Kissy?
The gill rakers.
Yes. It's okay. The rest of the question was, prevents food particles from escaping through the fish gills, and it's gill rakers, yes. Next one. A student was observing the transverse section of the lower epidermal strip of a leaf under the light microscope. He put the strip on a slide, added a few drops of glycerol, and covered it with a cover slip. Why did he add the glycerol? Yes, which of you raise your hand for me? Yes, Kingsley.
The glycerol was to act as a dye so that it would be able to stain the components of the...
No.
So I'm not done.
It's simply meant to keep the strip moist, keep it from drying out. Next one. Which feature of a cockroach enables it to hide in cracks and crevices? Yes, Kingsley.
Its dorsoventrally flattened body.
Yes. Next set, 30 seconds each. Manganese 4 oxide dissolves in ice-cold concentrated HCl to give the complex anion hexachloromanganate 4, H+ ions, and water. Give a balanced equation for this reaction. Yes, Boafo.
Okay. Madam, if you have MnO2 plus 4HCl going to the complex MnCl.
That is incorrect. Go ahead. Yes, Kisi.
MnO2 plus 6HCl goes to MnCl6 subscript 6 2 minus plus 2H plus 2H2O.
You're right. Next one. Next one. Manganese 4 oxide reacts with ethane dioic acid in the presence of H2SO4 to give manganese 2 tetraoxosulfate 6, CO2, and H2O. Please give a balanced equation for the reaction. Which of you, please? Rebecca.
Okay. MnO2 plus COOH into bracket subscript 2 plus H2SO4 going to MnSO4 plus 2CO2 plus 2H2O.
You are right. Next one. MnO2 in a sample may be determined as follows. A mole of the oxide is heated with concentrated HCl to give a mole of the complex ion MnCl6 superscript 2 minus. A mole of the complex ion MnCl6 2 minus decomposes to give a mole of Mn2 plus, 4Cl minus, and a mole of chlorine gas. The chlorine gas is bubbled through a Ki solution to liberate iodine, and the iodine liberated is titrated against a thiosulfate solution. Give the relationship between the MnO2 and the thiosulfate as a mole ratio. Yes, Rebecca.
It's a 1:1 ratio.
Pardon?
A 1:1 ratio.
That's incorrect. Fanny.
1:2.
Yes, 1:2. Next set, 30 seconds. Find the domain of the function y is equal to square root of the expression 3 minus x. Yes, Kingsley.
X is such that x is a subset of all real numbers except when x is greater than positive 3.
Okay. Differentiate the function y is equal to x squared minus 1 all over the expression x squared plus 1 with respect to x. Yes, which of you? Fanny, go. If you are not ready, I'm moving.
dy dx is equal to minus 1.
We are moving
over
on. Next. Yes, Rebecca.
dy dx is equal to 4x over x squared plus 1 all squared.
Yes. Next one. For a square of perimeter 24 centimeters, find the area of the... Yes, Rebecca.
36 centimeters squared.
No. You also rank, nobody else rank. Okay, so I continue. Find the area of the circumscribing circle. Yes, which of you? Kingsley.
36 pi centimeters squared.
That's incorrect. You rank?
9 pi centimeters squared.
Pardon?
9 pi centimeters squared.
No. It's 18 pi centimeters squared. Last set, 30 seconds each. Find the kinetic energy of a particle of mass 2.0 times 10 to the power negative 15 kilogram, moving at 0.80 times the speed of light in vacuum. Fanny.
48.4 joules.
That's incorrect. Yes, Kingsley?
3.0 times 10 to the power 1 meter per second.
No. Yes, Vanessa?
300 joules.
No. The right answer is 120 joules. Next one. The minimum deviation angle for light of wavelength 550 nanometers is 60 degrees for a certain triangular prism with a prism angle of 60 degrees. What is the refractive index? Yes, Fanny.
√2.
That's incorrect. What is the refractive index of the prism material at 550 nanometers? Yes, Rebecca.
Root 3.
Yes. Last question. A series RL circuit with R equals 4.0 ohm and L equals 0.10 Henry is driven by the alternating voltage V is equal to V naught sine omega t, where V naught is equal to 2.0 volts and, yes, go ahead, Kingsley.
0.4 ampere.
That's incorrect. And omega is equal to 30 radians per second. Find the potential difference across the inductor. Yes, Kissy.
1.2 volts.
That's incorrect. The right answer is 1.2 volts multiplied by cosine of omega t. So 1.2 volts multiplied by cosine of 30 radians per second t. And that's the end of the second round. Keep them covered until I ask you to turn them over. Don't begin until I ask you to. At the end of the second round, St. Thomas Aquinas Senior High School has 17 points. Wesley Girls High School has 25 points. St. Peter's Senior High School has 28 points. Round 3. This round has the problem of the day. The problem of the day is a single question to all 3 schools. From the time I ask you to begin, you have 3 minutes in which you have to compose your response to the problem of the day. The problem of the day is worth 10 points. Please put your pens down. Now let's turn over our sheets and read the problem of the day together. Problem of the day. Explain to a visual art student in your school why we see objects more clearly in the dark when we look slightly to the side of the object. Contestants, this is your problem of the day. You may now begin. Stop writing and present your answers. Thank you. Contestants, please pick up your notepads and present your answers on the boards as you have them here. Let me push. The contestants have presented their answers. Before I award the points, let's consider the suggested solution from the consultants. This is a problem in biology, a very interesting one. The contestants were to explain to a visual art student in their school why we see objects more clearly in the dark when we look slightly to the side of the object. So visual art students and other science students and other types of students who don't know the answer to this, please pay attention. All right. So this is the suggested solution. When looking directly at an object, light reflected from the object passes along the optical axis of the eye and strikes the retina at the fovea, which contains cones only, cones. During daylight, this will produce a detailed image in the brain due to the high light intensity activating the cones. At night, the light intensity will be too low to activate the cones. By looking slightly to one side of the object, the reflected light from the object will not strike the fovea, but a point on the retina to the side of it where there are rods. At night, the rods will be activated by the low light intensity, and an image will be produced in the brain. Isn't that interesting? Very, very interesting. Okay, so there were key elements I was looking for. I was looking for the role of cones and rods. I was looking for the position of the various parts on the retina, where the fovea is, right in the center versus the other parts. And then I was looking at how light was getting to these points, and then the intensity of the light also was important. So if you had all these elements, then I was ready to give 10 points total. Now, contestants. St. Thomas Aquinas. You were off track. No mention of cones. No mention of rods. Nothing. I'm giving you 1 out of 10. Wesley Girls High School, not much better. Your description, that is not it. So you are also off track. 1 out of 10. St. Peter's. St. Peter's gave a very nice description. Their explanation had all the elements I was looking for. If we had time, I would have them read it for you, but we don't. So I'm happy to award a perfect score. end of the problem of the day and the end of round 3. You may pick up your notepads. Round 4. In this round, I'm going to be presenting you with statements. When you receive a statement, please consider the statement carefully and let me know whether it's true or false. If you are right, 2 points. If you are incorrect, you lose a precious point. You may choose not to respond, in which case the statement becomes available to the 2 other schools. A school may ring and attempt an answer. If right, 2 full points. If incorrect, there's a penalty, 1 point. Best wishes, everyone. This time I'm starting with you, St. Peter's. Your statement. An element of atomic number 11 will form a covalent bond with an element of atomic number 16. Kissy?
False.
Yes. Wesley Girls. A molecule of ammonia reacts with a proton to form a simple covalent bond. Vanessa?
It's false.
Yes. Silicon and chlorine will form a polarized covalent bond. Yes, Boafo.
It's false.
Oh, it's a true statement. The rest energy of a particle equals the product of the mass of the particle and the square of the speed of light in vacuum. Yes, Kissy?
True.
Yes. The kinetic energy of a particle in an inertial reference frame equals the difference between the total energy of the particle in that frame and the rest energy of the particle. Vanessa?
It's true.
Yes. The value of the kinetic energy of a particle is the same in all inertial reference frames. Boafo?
It's false.
Yes. In a pyramid of energy, the most self-sufficient organisms are on the top of the pyramid. Kissy?
False.
Yes. If there are not enough tertiary consumers, Then secondary consumers face starvation because they would no longer have a food supply. Yes, Vanessa?
It's false.
Yes. Regardless of what a secondary consumer is, it still must have primary consumers in its diet to survive. Boafo?
It's true.
Yes. The diagonals of a kite are perpendicular and bisect each other. Yes, Kissy?
False.
Yes. The diagonals of a rhombus bisect each other perpendicularly and are congruent. Vanessa?
It's true.
Oh, that's a false statement. Area of a kite is half the product of the diagonals. Boafo?
It's true.
Yes. In protein chemistry, amino acids are joined to one another to form proteins by peptide linkages. Kissy?
True.
Yes. Natural proteins can be hydrolyzed by either an acid or a base. Vanessa?
It's true.
Yes. All 2 amino acids, monomers of proteins, show stereoisomerism. Yes, Boafo?
It's false.
Yes. Because cathode rays are made up of massless particles, cathode rays are not deflected by gravitational fields. Yes, Kissy?
False.
Yes. The particles that make up cathode rays have mass, but because the mass of each particle in the cathode ray is small, the gravitational force on it is also small. Vanessa?
It's true.
Yes. If a cathode ray particle were to be isolated and brought to rest in a vacuum chamber, it will fall to the bottom of the chamber. Boafo?
Madam, it's true.
Yes. The role of double fertilization in angiosperms is to produce endosperm. Kissy?
True.
Yes. Endosperm is formed during double fertilization by 2 polar nuclei and 1 male gamete. Yes, Vanessa?
It's true.
Yes. In flowering plants, the functional megaspore develops after 3 successive mitotic divisions into embryo sac. Boafo?
Madam, it's false.
That's a true statement. Last set of statements. Last set. The function f of x is equal to x to the power 4 minus 2x squared plus 5 is an even function. Kissy?
True.
Yes. The function f of x is equal to x cubed minus x plus 1 is an odd function.
Function. It's an odd function.
Vanessa?
It's true.
No. That's a false statement. Last statement. The function f of x is equal to x cubed minus 4x squared is neither an even function nor an odd function. Boafo.
It's false.
Oh. That is a true statement. That's the end of the 4th round. At the end of the 4th round, St. Thomas Aquinas Senior High School has 25 points. Wesley Girls High School has 36 points. St. Peter's Senior High School has 54 points. Fifth and final round. In this round, I'm going to be reading out clues. Your objective is to solve the riddle. For an opportunity to solve a riddle, you must ring for it. May I hear your bell, St. Thomas Aquinas? Thank you. Yours, Wesley Girls. Thank you. And yours, St. Peter's. If you solve the riddle on the first clue, 5 points. On the second clue, 4 points. On the third or any clue thereafter, 3 points. There are 4 riddles. Best wishes, everyone. First one. I am a weakly interacting particle. For a long time, I was thought to be massless, but I'm now believed to have a small but non-zero mass. I am also emitted when a beta particle... Yes, which of you? Fanny?
Electron.
That's incorrect. I continue. I am also emitted when a beta particle is emitted by a nucleus. Like beta particles, I am a lepton. But as far as electric charge goes, I am neutral, hence my name. Yes, Vanessa?
Antineutrino.
No. Yes, Boafo?
Neutrino.
You are right. The last clue. The last clue was, I am responsible for the spread in energies of beta particles in beta radioactivity. And yes, is the neutrino. They solved the riddle on the 5th clue, 3 points. Next one. I am a type of parasitic nematode worm. I inhabit the intestines of humans and other animals. My eggs. Yes, Boafo?
We have the ascaris.
No. I continue. My eggs can be found in the stool of infected people. If these end up in the environment, they can hatch into immature worms, which can then penetrate the skin. I have hook-like mouthparts. Yes? Hookworm. Go ahead.
Hookworm.
Yes, it's hookworm. The rest of the clue. The rest of the clue. I have hook-like mouthparts with which I attach myself to the wall of the gut of the infected individuals, puncturing their blood vessels and feeding on their blood. And I was reading the last clue, 3 points. Next one. I am a rule. I am applied to rates of change. In other words, I'm a rule for differentiation. With me, the derivative. Yes. Fanny.
Chain rule.
Yes, it's the chain rule. The rest of the clues. With me, the derivative is a product of at least 2 other derivatives. I am a rule for differentiating composite functions. I involve a changing variable. And yes, it's the chain rule. They solved the riddle when I was reading the 4th clue, 3 points. Last one. I am a chemical process. In almost all cases, I am an exothermic process. The interesting thing is that in many cases, irrespective of the players involved, the heat given out is almost the same. Yes, Fanny.
Neutralization.
You're right. The rest of the clues. The rest of the clues. rest of the clues. I am a process encountered in many volumetric exercises. I am also used in preparing many salts. Water is a byproduct in many cases when I'm in operation. And the answer, of course, is neutralization. They solved the riddle on the third clue, 3 points. And that's the end of the fifth round. At the end of the contest, here are the final scores. St. Thomas Aquinas Senior High School has 28 points. Wesley Girls High School has 36 points. St. Peter's Senior High School has 63 points. I have some announcements regarding the money zone. I have announcements regarding the money zone sponsored by GCB Bank. Based on the scores, St. Thomas Aquinas Senior High School is receiving a total amount of 560 Ghana cedis for their 3 contestants and 1 teacher. Wesley Girls High School is receiving a total amount of 720 Ghana cedis for the 3 contestants and 1 teacher. St. Peter's Senior High School is receiving a total amount of 1,260 Ghana cedis for the 3 contestants and 1 teacher. In addition to that, Bond Savings and Loans is donating an amount of 500 Ghana cedis to the winning team. Well, St. Thomas Aquinas Senior High School, thank you for being here. This was a tough contest. Best wishes. Wesley Girls High School, thank you for being here and for doing your best. Best wishes to you. St. Peter's Senior High School, congratulations on winning the contest. That was a masterful performance. Well done. I look forward to seeing you in the semi-finals. Viewers, thank you for joining us for this contest. We are still at the quarterfinals. Next time, we'll bring you Tamale Senior High School, West Africa Senior High School, and Kumasi Senior High Technical School. Before we leave, I would like to acknowledge that the National Science and Math Quiz is sponsored by the Ghana Education Service through the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools. We also have support from GCB Bank, Accra College of Medicine, Medifem Multi-Specialist Hospital and Fertility Center, Lancaster University, Ghana, Academic City College, West African Center for Cell Biology of Infectious Pathogens, WACBIB, Awake Purified Drinking Water, GTP, MFA Jewelry, and Hoti Makeup. The mentorship sessions are sponsored by Bond Savings and Loans and RMG Ghana, and SciTech Fair 2018 was sponsored by Goyle, Prudential Life Insurance Ghana, and Talo Ghana Limited. Our media sponsors are City FM and JoyNews. This is a primetime production. Thank you for joining us for this contest, and see you next time. Bye.